Chitty chat, kitty cats. Well, this morning I got a mourning dove out there that's been cooing. I just love that. There it goes. I don't know if it's picking it up on here, but I have all these doves come and they roost in this tree out here. Now, the bad part of it is where they sit, they poop, okay? And it's all in my yard, okay? But I do have the benefit of hearing the birds in the morning, the cooing doves and stuff. They're really wonderful to hear. And so I do enjoy that in the morning. Get up, have my coffee, cooing doves, do the reads in the morning, the focus of the day card and the spirit read, and then scour the net and see what I have, going on to read on. Oh, so I think what I'm going to do right now, where are the little cards? Here they are. I think I'm going to pull the cards while we're talking here this morning on the voting rights. What is going to happen with the Voting Rights Act? I think that Biden should take the bull by the horns and just sign an executive order. But let's see what the cards have to say. What is going to happen with the Voting Rights Act? What is going to happen with the Voting Rights Act? Because we know the Repugly Uglies are not for that at all, okay? Anything that they can skew to win, of course they're going to do it. They have no ethics and no morals, unfortunately. So let's see what we have for the Voting Rights Act. What's going to happen today? This is about the action. What is the action? Challenge is America. That makes sense, right? It's about the voting rights for America. So what is the action that's going to be taken with that? Conscious thoughts, putting it to rest, okay? So we know the Repugly Uglies don't want it to go through. We want the voting rights, okay? They're having the debates on it today, so it's going to be stinky fish time. In the center of it all, the Democrats are going to push for it, okay? They're going to go out there and fight for it. Okay. And because this is a right that all Americans should have. Okay. So they're going to fight for it the best that they can. In the past, we've looked at the harvest and we don't like what we're seeing. Okay. Because we've had the Repugly Uglies, and in this case they really are Repugly Uglies, put into place things like you can't give water to somebody in line. You know, every restriction that they can do, they've gerrymandered things, they've, just made it almost impossible for people, especially people of color, to vote, okay? Every citizen has the right to vote. So, it hopes and fears, government may have to step in. Now, when I'm saying government, I mean Biden. Biden may have to step in, if he's willing to do it, to sign an executive order to bypass this nonsense. Short term, we want... people are hopeful. I think that's it. People are hopeful, wanting to see this pass. And in the end, justice will serve. Okay, justice will serve. Now, I don't have a lot of yeah, okay. So underneath of it all, let's look and see what's underneath of it all. Underneath of it all, we need to get to calmer waters. That things are stirred up when it comes to voting rights. We need to armor up, and we need to go for this for the long term. Okay? So now we need to be willing to step through there to make it happen, because there is just too many lies, spins, and drama out there happening with it, with Republicans skewing all these things, and we need to come to a point of balance. Okay, this is being juggled, and I think it's going to have to come down to an executive order, because Republicans want to hold to their positions of power and hide things, and so this needs to be worked on to put an end to that, okay? And it's going to take people banding together, because we don't want a tower moment, and it's time for judgment to appear, to go put that energy forward to a new pathway. So it looks like eventually it's going to happen, although I don't feel it's going to pass in the House and the Senate. At this point, I have a feeling that it's going to have to take Biden stepping in to do a presidential order to sign it into law, an executive order. I think it's going to take an executive order. Eventually, we will get it. It's what, if the cards are right, and I've read them right, eventually it's going to happen, but I don't foresee it happening in the House and the Senate, because the Republicans are going to do everything they can to put a wrench in the works, because they don't want freedom, they don't want balance, they don't want integrity, they want everything skewed to their side. Like they keep saying, this is not a democracy, it's a republic. Because democracy means what? Mob rule. And we have a republic, which means the elite rule, or what they term elite. Okay, those with money and power. Because the little man, the mob rule, they don't know what they're doing. Okay? They need to be guided by the higher-ups, those with money, those with the power. Okay? And it's been a republic all this time. Okay? So this has been an uphill battle. And even though they call it a democracy, and they want to appease the little guys by calling it a democracy, really it's a republic. Okay? And it's time to change that. It should be one person, one vote. Get rid of the electoral system, electoral college. That needs to go. Let's do the cards and see, will the electoral college ever be overturned? Will the electoral college ever be overturned? Because that's a system that is so skewed. 45 did not win. Okay, did not win the popular vote. He lost by a landslide. Okay? But because of the electoral college, they were able to skew things. And this is the way it's been. Oh yes, you have a vote, but it doesn't actually count. Okay, if you live in certain states, you get a quarter of the vote. You don't actually get a full vote. You get a quarter of the vote by the electoral system. And if you live in other areas, your vote counts twice, basically. So it is time to get rid of the electoral system. Let's see if that's going to happen. What are the cards going to tell us? This is about getting to smoother waters. The electoral college system, choppy waters, okay? Yeah, it's about, the question is about, the challenge is putting that to rest, putting to rest the electoral college, okay? It's time to put it out to pasture. Conscious thoughts, this is something we have to fight for. Okay, we have to fight and we have to defend voting rights. The way it's seen, this is going to take a long-term management. Okay, this is something that's not going to happen immediately. We need to buck up for it. In the center of it, you know, an emotional issue. And it should be that everyone has the right to vote, and each vote should be counted, okay? Because otherwise, they've been getting away with this stuff. And they love, the Republicans, okay, love that they've been able to get away with this for so long, okay? A skewed voting system. They put it in place to be skewed. Okay? You can tell by the words. Republican and Democrat means mob rule. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you immediately? We don't want mob rule, we want Republican. Okay, this is a republic. Okay? So, in the past, you know, this is something that has been held to. It's a rigid system that they've got in place now. Hopes and fears, yeah, stinky fish. People are not happy. They want the right to vote. They want the right for the system to work. Short term, this is something that we need to communicate about. We need to share this. We need to tell people how extremely important this is if we want to have a change. Okay, we need to start acting on this rapidly. People need to come together and push for this. Let's see what's underneath of it all. Underneath of it all, you know, this needs to put an end to. Because basically, it's kind of a tyranny, okay? It's tower time, tower moment. We just need to look at the past, that it's been the merchants, okay? The merchants that have held on to that, Republicans, okay? The upper class, those with a lot of money. And so this has become a burden. So we need to take action. We need to shed light on how unfair the system has been for the totality of America. And there is now the opportunity to work on this to change the system, okay? But if we want this system changed, we have to really push for it 100% and not back down. Okay? And not back down. This needs to be one person, one vote. One person, one vote. Rather than the skewed electoral system that has been in place since the founding of America. Since the founding of America, we've had those that consider themselves the elite because they have money, position, power. You know, the old genre of the slave owners, okay? That old genre, that needs to go. That needs to go. And the only way it's going to go is if we stand up and say, no more. This system needs to be changed to one that's fair for all of America. This needs to change to be a democracy, because now we're seeing the outcome of the Republican system. They want to have, rather than democracy, they want to have their fearless leader up there, and autocrats, okay, oligarchs, controlling everything. That's been their plan from the beginning, okay, to rule over the little people. And if they had their way, slavery would come back. We see they want women barefoot and pregnant, okay? These are the failed white men, just going to put it out there, white bread. They're fearful of people of any other persuasion that don't look like them, that don't think like them, that don't act like them, okay? And so they've put these things in place, and they are tyrannical, okay? And this needs to be changed, and we can change it, okay? So thanks for tuning in, Love and Light. We'll see you online.